you got?
Dinner.
That's a trout and a half, Gary. Yeah.
Yay!
I got a big giant bull red. There's two of them. Look, there's two of them there.
Oh, look at that big trout.
What is it? Trout?
Big trout. I'm catching dinner fish.
It's a trout
Go
deal.
and you catch all the red fish you want.
He is the current record holder with 9 BASS Angler of the Year awards, has 19 BASS tournament wins, and qualified for the Bassmasters Classic 25 times.
Today we're fishing out of Port Fourchon, Louisiana with my longtime fishing buddy, Gary Yamamoto of Yamamoto Custom Baits. Now Gary and I have been fishing together on the BASS and the FLW tournament trails for the last 40 years. I've also done some great TV shows with Gary. Now on today's show, we're going to start off on some offshore oil rigs and then move to the canals and jetties for some trout and some big bull reds. Well, Gary, now here we've come out about 20 miles out from Port Fourchon or the Grand Isle area. And we're in about 60 or 70 feet of water. What are we fishing? What we're going to do?
We want to catch some mangrove snappers, and there's some big ones around,
really?
you know?
How big are they going to run?
Up to 10 pounds.
10 pounds? That is the biggest mangrove. I've never caught one over 6 or 7, about 7 pounds, biggest I've ever caught.
Well, there's some big ones, I tell you. They break you off every time, too.
Really? They get around all the time?
Yeah.
See, a lot of these structures come out and go out this way, don't they? Some of the pipes?
Yeah, the legs come out,
Yeah,
and sometimes you'll feel them, and if they get you down to where they get the braided line, they'll break you off.
Really? Now, Gary grew up in Hawaii, and I guess you grew up saltwater fishing. You probably didn't do much freshwater fishing, did you?
Yeah, just saltwater fishing,
Yeah.
but, you know, just from the shore.
Yeah.
So I'm right at home at Fourchon fishing the docks.
When I first met Gary almost 40 years ago, he was running a campground on Lake Powell. And I remember he was, into bass fishing then, and we were there for a bass tournament. Gary did real good in the bass tournament. I think I did pretty good. He helped me out. He showed me this lure. It was called before the Hula Grub, he showed me this lure called a twin tail, which was before he even had a bait company. That was the old...
Twin Tees grub.
Twin Tees, twin tail. And that's what we used on the tournament. But anyway, from there, he bought the company, and then the whole Yamamoto Custom Bait, or Gary Yamamoto Custom Bait Company, went from that first humble beginning at the campground all the way up to the multi-million-dollar thing it is now. That was, what, 40 years ago? No, more than that.
No, it's just 35, 36 years.
36
Yeah.
years ago. Wow.
I'm not that old, Roland.
Bass Pro Shops presents Fishing with Roland Martin. Brought to you by Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Gary Yamamoto Custom Baits, designed by fishermen for fishermen. And by Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Closed caption provided by Spro Lures. Bass Pro Shops is a proud sponsor of Fishing with Roland Martin.
All right, buddy, go down and get me one.
I got one on the
Oh,
way.
you got something. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay. Big old mangrove snapper, baby. I don't know what it is. I was reeling it up. This reel has a counter, and I was reeling it up. I started at 40 foot, and I reeled it up to 20 foot, and that's what happened. Let's see what I did. Yeah. Oh. Red snapper. Now, we gotta throw him back.
We can keep 2 of these.
What? Oh, really? It's
Yeah.
time to keep him? Okay. That's a nice little red snapper. It's just good. Now, Gary, let me tell you, Gary is a gourmet chef. So when we talk about good fish to eat, hey, he has his own special fillet knives, his own special way of cleaning them. He won't even let me clean them. He'll let me bag them, and he'll go get ice, and I'll throw away the carcasses. But he cleans them and fillets them and sushis them, and boy, I tell you, it's a good deal. Ooh, we're gonna have some
We're
dinner
allowed
tonight.
to keep 2.
2, okay, 2 apiece, okay? And cooked it hard. I guess he still has it. Yeah. Might be a big cobia. Might be a cobia. Something hit it on top. Gary put a pinfish out on this shallow rig, what is it? I don't know, big of a 7 or 8 pound, 7 or 8 aught Yamagatsu hook. That's a shark. The daggone shark. Big old shark.
You don't know what you're gonna get bit by.
Yeah, I know, that's true. Huh, oh well. Got him.
Oh well.
Hey, that's pretty sloppy. Hey, that was good, Gary. I like
That was
that.
a nice fight, huh?
That was, I mean, I like the way he got the hook. Pretty slick. Last night after dinner, Gary showed me a new lure he's been working on for some time. It's the saltwater series Inca, and in the smaller size, it's perfect for trout and big bull reds. What's this lure, Gary? It's like the Inca, like the old Inca I've seen in the catalogs for years, but you've made some modification to it.
Some of our Icas were a full skirt. When you cast it in there, it would fall a lot slower.
Okay.
And so I said, we don't need that much skirt. So now the skirt's flat. You got the little bitty one for crappies, and this size that we caught our trout on, or I catch trout on. And this is the new one.
Redfish. That ought to be a fantastic redfish lure. You know, that looks more like a squid than really the swimming Cinco. The swimming Cinco works great, but this looks more like a squid.
Well, yeah, that's why it's called an Ika. In Japanese, Ika is squid.
Oh, okay.
And then
Okay.
the other thing is, you know, as a lure manufacturer, I think about things and say, do we need all these legs on it so that it moves around? And simplicity seems like it works better. I got dinner.
What you got?
Dinner.
Oh, a trout. Look at the bazooka. Look at the big trout he's got. He's got a gigantic trout. Big trout. Look at the size of him. That's a trout and a half, Gary. That's a big trout. Now we're talking.
There's a guy I like.
That's a big trout. That's a big trout. Son. That's a big trout. Yeah.
Yay! Baits have glow in the dark,
Oh, they do?
and I find that even in the daytime, they seem like they work better.
Really?
I got mine rolling. Probably a little trout. My eating fish. Eating fish.
Trout.
Oh,
Trout,
see, it
trout,
is an
trout.
eating fish.
Now, you know, you might explain what kind of trout that is.
This is a white trout.
And now,
Or
there's no limit on the white trout.
no limit, and this is the best size, perfect size for one fillet.
We had those last night. Boy, you're talking about good. How do you cook it up? You
Just
fillet
fry it. Just
You
fry it.
scale it?
Yeah, I scale it and I fillet it.
Oh, boy.
We gotta make some sashimi, some raw fish. You know, maybe I'm getting old and I don't care much for, I like the bass competition, but I enjoy it down here, just putting around and catching the little fish.
You know, Gary, and your main role as a fisherman, well, one of your main roles, is designing lures for your own company.
Right.
And Gary Yamamoto Costa Baits, he's always designed every single lure that you see in the whole design. And sure, it might take him a year or two to come up with a really good design. We're trying a new prototype today. So you never know when you're fishing with Gary just what kind of lure you're going to be using, because, I mean, it's like maybe a brand new prototype that he's just testing out, but that's where you love it. You just love it down here, because he can try the trout and the redfish and the offshore stuff on the good days. Today was going to be a tuna day if it had been better weather, but, you know, here we are in the marsh because we can't get out. But anyway, it's a lot of fun fishing down here.
Well, you know, the marsh fishing, I enjoy a whole lot. It's just relaxing, and I'm catching fish to eat, not to tournament fish to weigh in and release, you know? And I think I told you this, but I catch all these fish during the winter month, and I fillet them and package them up, and then I send them to Arizona, and we have a fish fry for the people at the plant. And
Gary has a really large plant in Page, Arizona. How many different employees do you have? Quite a couple hundred?
we've got, we run about 100 employees now.
So you have big, giant fish fry.
Yeah. And they don't get any fish, saltwater fish up in Arizona. In fact, the Navajo Indians, mostly Navajo Indians I have working for me, they've never eaten fish.
Right. Yeah. I got a nibble. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
I
oh.
got one, a nibble.
We got a school.
Nibble.
We got a
whole
school.
school of nibblers
We got
here.
2 fish.
Oh, son. What do I have here?
What do you have? You have another trout, I hope. Food fish. Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a bigger one. Look at that, Roland. You got to get your big one.
Catch a big silver trout. Now,
That's on a top hook too. Look at
that
that.
was good.
This segment of Fishing with Roland Martin is brought to you by Diamond Fishing Products. Our reputation is on the line. Mako Boats presents this segment of Fishing with Roland Martin.
What is it?
Feels like a flounder.
Really? Big one? Is it a big one?
Well, flounders I like to eat, so I don't like to lose it. Oh no, it's a big trout.
Big trout.
A real trout.
Big regular trout. Yeah, big. That's a big speckled trout. Now we might show the audience the difference. You know, that's a speckled trout, and then we've been catching white trout. So there's
Yeah.
2 different
Well,
types
see,
of trout,
this
but
is
that
a-
has speckles on it.
This is a speckled trout, and he's way beyond legal. He's almost 15-inch trout. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, nice trout.
We're a sea trout.
Real trout.
That's a big trout. Yeah. Okay, Gary, I need another little Inca from you,
Oh,
if you have one.
I have it in my pocket.
Got one in your pocket?
Yep.
Now, what's the legal limit in Louisiana on trout?
12.
You catch 12 inches and they have to be 25.
You can get 25 of them, yeah.
25 trout. It's the most liberal state for a big limit for sea trout as Louisiana. 25
but these are
trout,
good
12
eating.
inches or better. I got one.
They're right in the middle today, huh?
Right in the middle of the channel. Yep, good one too.
Oh, nice trout.
Nice trout. That's a big silver trout. They don't get a lot bigger than this, do
No, that's a nice big one.
they? That's a big one. There's no spots on it. Notice the difference between the 2 trout. Of course, the silver trout has no spots, and the spotted trout has spots. A lot of difference. Just what do we have here?
You know, I call this an ika, which is Japanese for squid for Japanese in Japanese. And what what I've done with it, we've had a little bitty one for crappie fishing,
Yeah, yeah.
and now I've got 2 different sizes. This is a small one for saltwater, and I've got a little bigger one that we'll show you a little later. But seems like it's really working for trout
Okay.
and redfish and anything that moves, because it looks like either a shrimp or
Looks like a shrimp. Huh?
or
And which hook do they hit the most? The one on the top?
you never know.
Okay.
But I rig it this way so that if they want the top one that's just wiggling around, that's fine. The one with the jig head goes straight down.
Now the trout that you caught, did it hit the bottom or the top?
I had the bottom.
I had the
You
top.
had the
one.
top one. So see, it doesn't really matter.
I got one. Got a big one. Got a big one. Oh, hope we can get out of here. Big one. If we can back up somehow. I don't know how we get out of here. Ooh. Maybe we can pull it back. Oh. See how big that thing is. You're doing good. You're backing up fine. This little rod.
But it feels good, doesn't it, that rod?
Yeah. It's a 15-pound line. It's kind of light. But it's a big, oh,
Ah,
what is wrong? That didn't break the line.
came off.
Oh, what happened?
Ah,
Look,
Well, they want him anyway. What happened?
I don't know.